What do you think of Andre Bishop as a challenger?
I think you're an idiot for asking me that question. You get paid to do this? It's your first show? Challenger. I think it'll be a challenge not to kill Andre Bishop. Little Andre can't even throw a punch without breaking his hand.
Those were Isaac Frost's words just a few short months ago after Andre Bishop apparently hurt his hand in a fight right here on ESPN. After only taking a short break to let the hand mend, Andre Bishop back in action tonight against heavyweight contender Reggie Stewart. Many are interested to see if the injury will have lingering effects on Bishop in what should be a very entertaining heavyweight matchup. Let's go back ringside to Joe and Teddy.
Boardwalk Hall here in Atlantic City, the next stop for the heavyweight career of one Andre Bishop.
How's it feel?
Feels good. Feels real good.
Good. Because you gotta knock this guy out with it. It's time to show the world that Andre Bishop is as good as new.
Bishop's now making his way to the ring, and you can see how focused he is for the task at hand. Stewart's on his way to the ring, and you can just tell what kind of night he intends this to be. He's just brimming with confidence. Boardwalk Hall fellas, here in Atlantic City, the next stop for the heavyweight career of one Andre Bishop. This, his first fight since breaking his right hand against a very game Meldrick Johnson. Tonight, Bishop faces Reggie Stewart. Gus Carisi, the trainer for Bishop, assures us that he's better than ever, that the right hand is not a factor.
I'm not going to call his trainer a liar, but trainers have been known to bend the truth a little bit. Obviously, if his hand wasn't right, he's not going to let anybody know. He doesn't want anybody to take advantage of that fact. But fact is, it should be fine. It's been tested already in gym workouts.
For those of you who question Andre Bishop's broken right hand, here's a good example of how he feels about it. He's throwing it. Good, effective work with that straight right hand. He got all into that one. That was a solid uppercut. How does the power puncher actually use the jab to close the gap against this outside fighter? How does he employ that stuff?
So I think it's a little bit like if you're a carpenter and you're making a table. You take your measuring stick out and you see how much wood you need, how long the table is. Well, same thing. If you're a fighter who wants to get inside with a boxer, you got to see how much distance you have to close. If there's a lot of distance,
good, solid right hand land. Solid. Oh, a good straight shot that time. Reggie Stewart's looking up at his opponent.
They're always telling you to draw a straight line. That was a straight line, right to the chin.
There is no doubt that Andre Bishop's right hand is perfectly fine. An impressive knockout victory with that right mitt. He takes care of Reggie Stewart in spectacular fashion.
Isaac, which Bishop brother hits harder?
Which Bishop brother hits harder? That's your question? I get these people. Well, neither one of them can punch like me. I can guarantee you that. But between the two of them, well, I'd say little Andre hits harder. I mean, the jailbird's washed up now. I mean, he was a genuine contender. But the big baby, well, the big baby has always been a pretender.
So the heavyweight career of Andre Bishop tries to move forward tonight. Good evening, I'm Joe Tessitore alongside my broadcast partner Teddy Atlas, coming to you from the Thomas and Mack Center, where tonight the unbeaten Andre Bishop will face the veteran heavyweight Dwight Cooper. A lot of confidence coming. Dwight Cooper landed flush, and trouble for Andre Bishop, as you can see the start of a cut over that right eye.
It's in a bad spot too, right in the corner where it could run right into the eye and impair his vision.
Bishop digging to the body well, lands a left hand against Cooper's right flank. And now you can see him zoning in on that cut. Is it just human nature when you've done that to somebody to want to go back to it more and more?
Yeah, it's kind of like the bull seeing that red cape. You know, his eyes open, he snorts a little bit more. He's coming for that.
Bishop with a nice combination, a good old 1-2 landing on Dwight Cooper. Well, let's talk about what kind of a fight this could end up being, because as far as we see it, both guys are really committed to the cause here. They want each other.
Hey, look, the old times would say these guys are harder to miss than they are to hit.
Reaching the halfway mark of this round, Bishop able to land solidly against Cooper. You remember when Andre Bishop was a good, hard-charging middleweight prospect? He was a great combination puncher. That's what he's doing now as a heavyweight here. In a matchup like this, Teddy, with a power puncher against a fast fighter, who has the advantage the longer the fight goes on?
Well, almost always it's going to be the power guy, because he's not going at a fast rate. He's saving himself. He's placing his punches. The quick guy, he's letting it all go.
Bishop now utilizing that jab against Cooper. Little head knocking with that right hand. Nearly flooring him, the hook by Cooper. A lot of blood now coming from above that right eye of Andre Bishop. That cut that Cooper opened up is significant.
You know, some fighters handle punches all right. They get tested, you know, they get dropped, they get up, but they get cut. They don't handle that, they panic. We're going to find out now his mental state, how strong he is in that area. Does he handle this the way he needs to?
I think Bishop scored really well there. He just damaged his opponent with that power shot upstairs.
Keep your distance. Close to him.
Andre Bishop's not skipping a beat. He came out just the way he finished up last round.
Yeah, what I like is that he's a thinking man's fighter, and his corner gave him probably good advice. They know that the opponent only had 60 seconds to recover, and they're figuring it wasn't enough time.
Bishop splits the guard with an uppercut. Cooper's doing what every trainer wants to see their fighter do. Land punches in bunches. The combination lands. He is not in good shape. He could be on the deck in moments. He's jumping and banging away he goes. A devastating right hand crashes home, and he is down. Cooper's rising back up. That takes some guts. Great combination from Bishop. This is a real concern now for Andre Bishop, as Dwight Cooper is landing punch after punch against that cut eye. He could get a TKO victory here if that continues.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, and a crushing hook just gets solid. He just went down. The in-fighter went out, and now he went down.
Hey, it's okay to go out, but go out the side door. He went out the front door, and as you said, maybe he's paying the ultimate price.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I give him a lot of credit for even getting up from that knockdown, but he still has to impress and move forward here.
Yeah, I applaud him. I give him credit. But I also recognize that he's in good shape. That's one of the reasons he got up.
Breathe. Deep breath. Get some water. You good?
Good right hand by Bishop, landing flush against Cooper. Quick snapping hook, and it does damage. Cooper's on the bad end of a big hook upstairs.
Stay away from those, come on!
He has gone on the attack against that cut over. Cooper's snap by a right hand. Look at that! Wow, he goes down again!
This is going to be called the elevator fight. Up and down all night.
White Cooper probably thought he had everything going his way early, but it is Andre Bishop standing tall with a knockout victory.
DL has agreed to a fight between you and Kobe Nichols. If we beat Nichols, we'll be in the top 10.
What are the conditions?
He says there aren't any.
There's always conditions with DL.
I'm sure we'll find out what they are. But we really need this fight.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Boardwalk Hall in Atlantic City. This should be a very interesting one tonight. 10-round heavyweight fight between 8th-ranked Kobe Nichols and the upstart, the comebacking Andre Bishop.
Well, back in the 1900s, the early 1900s, the 1920s, the 1930s, all those great fighters, they used to move up in weight from lightweight to middleweight to heavyweight, and they used to beat bigger guys. Why? They were faster, they were smarter. Bishop gets a chance to show that he's one of those guys.
Nichols is coming to the ring with his entourage of cornermen, but they look calm, cool, and collected. Hard to believe that they're going to be firing off punches within moments. All the talk, all the hype, now the fight. Round 1 scheduled for 10. The trainer of Andre Bishop was talking about the fact that, hey, this is a different beast fighting in the heavyweight division. He wants him to block some of these big blows. That's great stuff. He fires one right back after taking one. Gotta love the work by Andre Bishop.
1 point for low blow. Go hit him.
What are some of the adjustments that can typically be made halfway through a matchup like this of speed versus speed?
Just to remind your charge, your fighter, that, hey, there's a lot more to this world, to this fight than just speed. Why don't you start doing other things? Why don't you start feinting a little bit? Get the guy out of position a little bit. Get him into false moves.
Good right hand.
Watch the low blow.
That's a good job by Bishop offensively. Landing his combinations is a key to victory tonight. Blocks the headshot.
Watch the low blow.
What a great job. He gave one right back in return. Nice work by Kobe Nichols.
Keep them up.
Andre Bishop getting to his opponent's head. Nice job by Bishop with the power shot.
Watch the belt.
Commits to the overhand right, and it serves him well. Some bad intentions on that jab by Andre Bishop. Bishop's right hand working well that time. He scored well.
Watch the belt line.
Very nice work with the double jab up top. Nichols is getting himself into the mix now, landing that left hand.
Good work.
Keep them up.
Gunning him down with that big right hand. Nichols is rocked, and his defense is porous right now. He could go down at any moment.
But the problem is
He falls victim to that big hook.
The shots were low, Gus.
I know, kid, I know. McQueen's got this referee in his pocket.
That's his condition for giving me this fight. I lose. No, ain't gonna happen.
That's right, kid. You're gonna wear this guy out, okay? Keep moving. Keep that jab in his face. Counter upstairs when he opens up the punch. Do not go to the body. Upstairs, you got it?
I got it. Stay upstairs.
Here we go. Round 2 is underway. So early on here, you can already see that Andre Bishop looks like a much fresher fighter after taking a break after the last round. Oh, you see him with the left to the head there?
Keep them up.
Combination to the head. Nichols' right hand scores well that time.
Keep it clean now.
And you see what he can do when he sends that right to the head. Right hand crashes home. Oh, a big shot comes home for him. Nichols' defense didn't stand up to it. That combination put him down.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So now the question becomes, after that knockdown, and he has gotten up, how does he survive?
Joe, one of the ways he survives is if he's been taught. Have good habits. Have good fundamentals.
Oh! He gets floored with one single shot. He was just torn down like an old building. This fight is over.
Andre, I know you don't want to fight your brother, but I remind you, this meeting was not my idea. It was Raymond's.
I need this fight, Dre. The public has doubts about who deserves the fight for the title, me or you.
You stole your brother's thunder, Andre.
Man, I didn't steal anything.
It's not about that. I've been Big Baby Bishop ever since you won the gold medal. I never had a chance to be anything else. Never even had a chance to be my own man.
Sorry, Raymond. I didn't mean to.
As my brother, you owe me the chance to prove myself.
I know what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. He's your brother. Well, he's been like a son to me. That's why part of me keeps wondering how the hell did he get to this place? It's not going to do us any good to worry about it, is it? I mean, we're here. Raymond isn't worried. Raymond's wanted this opportunity his entire life, since the two of you were kids. He's bigger than you, but he wants to shine brighter than you. He wants to get out from under your shadow. So he's going to fight like hell. He's got something to prove to the world, to himself. You've got to give this 100%. You're not going to be doing Raymond or yourself any favors by taking it easy on him, or by looking for a way out. You got to give it 100%.
Brian Kenny back here in our Friday Night Fight studios. Andre Bishop's latest win over top contender Kobe Nichols puts him squarely in the heavyweight title picture. After years of dominance by the champion, Isaac Frost, we now have a situation where both Bishop brothers are considered legitimate challengers for the title. The surprising news from the offices of promoter D.L. McQueen this week is that the Bishop brothers have signed to fight each other, a heavyweight eliminator that's already being billed as Sibling rivalry. The winner will earn the right to face Frost in what could be the biggest championship fight in decades.